What is going on, everyone? So I have arrived at Winslow State Park in Sutton, New Hampshire, and we are going to be hiking Mount Kearsarge here in just a little bit. So relatively short hike today, about 3 miles round trip, give or take, but there's going to be quite a bit more climbing compared to my hike from last week, but still lots of cool views from this place. I wanted to fish Kearsarge Lake beforehand, but as you can tell, it is atrociously windy and very cold for June. So I ended up pulling the plug. I basically saw the white caps on the lake and pulled the plug almost immediately and just came here. But it's still good enough weather to get in a decent hike. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna try and make the most of it. I wanted to hike this from the Lincoln Trail, but I'm still recovering from a pretty significant back injury that happened over the winter. So I'm gonna stick to shorter hikes for the time being until I can work up some strength. I did try running again, and the answer to that was a hard no. I had pretty much immediate back pain and discomfort as soon as I started running. So we got to stick to lower impact activities until I can build up a little bit more strength. But yeah, this hike should be a stepping stone to that, and then hopefully we can start running again and maybe tackle some bigger hikes later on down the road. The trail is through that way and leads directly to the summit of Mount Kearsarge. There's 2 different trails. We're going to take one of them up and then loop the other one back down to here. Gonna total, give or take, 3 miles. So let's go do it. All right, so we're going to go Barlow Trail first. This is kind of the long, we're gonna take the slightly longer way to the summit and then the slightly shorter way back down to the base. Or not exactly the base, more like the parking lot. We still had to drive a little bit up the mountain to get here. But I hopefully, if I enjoy this hike, I will be coming back and doing it from the Lincoln Trail when I'm in better shape, and hopefully not re-injuring my back or anything like that. But for now, we're going to enjoy these few miles of hiking, get some steps in. Unfortunately, I did forget my good mic, so the audio is going to be distorted a little bit. We're only running off the audio from the camera itself. I mean, we're still using the Creator Kit mic, but that's the one that's attached to the one that's attached to the camera, not the one that would be attached to me. Trail this way, all right. Yeah, this hike would not have been manageable last year with my groin pain. I mean, the one good thing is that my lateral movement has been mostly restored. It's more just my SI joint and being able to handle higher impact activities. Going uphill, you know, at a controlled pace like this is probably very, very good for rehabbing that injury. And 7/10 of a mile, 530 feet of ascent. Cool little spot right there. I kind of want to keep going though. All right, looks like we go this way. You gotta keep it. You gotta keep some attention on the trail markers. Make sure those trees right there with the yellow. Make sure you're seeing those. Otherwise, you're off trail. But I'm wearing a Garmin, so I know if I'm off trail, I'm most likely going to figure it out that way. I think of the other times I've gone hiking, I've only ever gone off trail like once or twice. And like I knew it immediately because I was basically bushwhacking. I got to a point where I started bushwhacking. I'm like, yeah, there's no way this is the trail. Ironically, that was during the Mount Hunger hike. The Mount Hunger and Little Rock hike, which may or may not be on my YouTube channel. If it's not, I probably should upload it. It was 2 years ago. But when you're hiking, always stay on the trail. They're there for a reason. It's very, very easy to get yourself into a shit show if you go off trail. Yeah, really nice view. I think we're facing northwest. If I could see what that lake is, I might be able to identify the direction. I think we're facing north and west. Probably more north than west. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be able to identify any peaks. That might be Cardigan, the one with the rock top on it. That might be Mount Cardigan. That over there is definitely like going towards Croydon and Newport. So yeah, that might be Mount Cardigan. I'm not going to try to identify anything over here. I think at this point we're looking into the whites. Might be able to see some of them in the distance. But the only ones I can identify with a very mild amount of confidence is Cardigan, and then that's going towards Newport. I forget what the name of the mountain is, but there's a couple of hills up that way. I think Croydon Peak, I think is what it's called. Going towards Croydon and Newport. So that's west, that's like northwest. Another cool lookout, and somebody's rock tower, which is always cool to see. All right, that's not Kearsarge Lake. That might be Little Sunapee. All right, I stand corrected. That is Bradley Lake in Andover, New Hampshire. Yeah, Little Sunapee would have been like way that way. Yeah, that definitely isn't Little Sunapee. How you doing? All right, so the trails intersect right there, so we just got to come back down this way and then go straight instead of go where we came from. But we have arrived at the summit. I think we can go up there, but I'm not sure. It's very, very windy out, but I want to check it out anyways. If I can. If not, no biggie. Oh goodness gracious, it is very, very windy up here. Alright, this is as far up as I'm going. Actually, this is as far up as we can go. Holy Lord. It is brutally windy up here. Nice view. All right, I think I'm just gonna go down to that rock pile. It's way too windy where I am right now. So, oh. So there's the official summit sign. 2,937 feet. So one of the few spots right now where we can get out of the wind. It's pretty damn bad up here. Like, I mean, it feels like almost like a tropical storm when you get up on that watchtower. So, but yeah, really good view today. Quite a bit more ascent than last hike, but a shorter hike and a better view. So I guess that's a decent trade-off. I'm gonna head right back down because it's windy, it's cold, and I just want to have some lunch. So let's go head down. We're gonna be going down the Winslow trail. We came up on Barlow, so Winslow is just a slightly shorter way back down to the state park. So let's boogie. All right, so yeah, we just hiked we just came up via Barlow, wound up being more like 1.6 by my GPS, and we're gonna go down a slightly shorter way, the Winslow trail. So the hike overall will be 2 3/4 miles, give or take, by the time it's done. I would head back down and loop around where the Rollins parking lot is, but I'm feeling good enough to do it, but better safe than sorry, especially where my back's been screwed up for the past handful of months now. How you doing? How you doing, buddy? All right, thankfully that's the only slip of the trip, hopefully, and I didn't get hurt, or at least I don't feel like I hurt myself. That is why you gotta be careful, boys. So that's the hike. We found a decent spot to do a little post-hike stretch and enjoy a sandwich. Pretty nice little park here. This is Winslow State Park. It's gonna cost you $4 for the day to get in, and very much worth it. Tons of trails to check out, tons of spots to just have a picnic. There's a playground for the kids. Definitely definitely worth going. For as cheap as it is, there's plenty to do for the day. I mean, no fishing access, no waterfront access or any of that, but they have basically everything else other than that. The next time I do this, I definitely want to go up the Lincoln Trail, as mentioned. It's gonna make it a little bit more rigorous, a bit longer. Definitely want to come back and do this from the Lincoln Trail next time. But yeah, I'm not gonna complain about it. The weather sucks. The weather's absolutely miserable for June, and I'm waiting for it to warm up. But you know, again, we made the most of it. I think it was a solid day for a hike. Really, the only thing that I wish I could change was the weather at the summit. Other than that, it really wasn't bad at all. We got decent views, and we got a decent workout in, and only fell once, and didn't really hurt myself, which is good. Just got to make sure I do all the right things, stretch, roll. Going to be doing my strengthening when I get back to the home base. But for now, I'm going to enjoy this roast beef sandwich, and then I am going to get out of here. So on that note, be sure to hit like and subscribe if you haven't already done so, and we will see you at the next one.